He thought selling his daughters would end his suffering, but what he unleashed turned his desperation into a nightmare no soul could escape. The sun beat down harshly on the crowded market street, but no one noticed a sweat on the man's brow. All eyes were on him, not because of the two baby girls strapped to his chest, but because of the eerie emptiness in his eyes. His name was Okoye, a father, a widower, a man driven to desperation. But what no one knew was that he wasn't just there to sell fruit. He was there to sell his daughters. And what followed next would plunge the entire village into unspeakable horror. Okoye had always been known as a quiet man, respectful, hardworking, often seen carrying twin daughters after his wife's tragic death during childbirth. But poverty and grief slowly hollowed him out. With no job and no family left, the market became his prison. Each day spent begging for leftover produce just to feed the girls. One night, after overhearing a whisper at the tavern, "Children fetch a high price in the hills if you know who to talk to," Okoye followed a lead to a mysterious figure known only as Mama Nyoka. It was said she paid handsomely for children, no questions asked. And so, under a sky split by lightning and howling winds, Okoye wrapped his daughters in cloth, kissed their foreheads for the last time, and began the long walk to the mountain village of Ezel. The path twisted unnaturally, and the deeper he went, the more unnatural the air felt. The birds stopped singing. Trees bent toward him like they were listening. His daughters stirred restlessly, as if sensing what he wouldn't admit even to himself. He reached the shrine just before dusk. There she was, Mama Nyoka, a blind woman with milky eyes, sitting beneath an ancient tree whose roots looked like they moved when you weren't watching. Her voice was like broken glass wrapped in honey. "You brought 2 twins," she rasped. "The price will be paid, but first, a test." Okoye's throat tightened. "What test?" "You must spend a night in the Shrine of Crooked Souls. If you survive, the wealth is yours. If not, the girls will be mine anyway." His love, already rotted by desperation, Okoye agreed. He was taken to a hollow cave behind the shrine. The walls inside pulsed as if alive. The air smelled of iron and decay. He set the babies down gently in the center and sat back to wait. That's when the whispering started. At first it sounded like wind, but the cave had no breeze. Then came the footsteps. Small, bare, like children walking in circles. Shadows appeared, dozens of little figures with sunken eyes and long, gaping mouths. They wept without tears, cried without voices. The twins screamed in unison. Okoye sprang to his feet, but his limbs were heavy like stone. One shadow child stepped forward, pointing a long, bony finger at him. "Father." Okoye backed away. "You left U.S. in the dark." Another appeared, then another, dozens now, the children of those who had come before, sold like goats to the shrine. "You thought we were forgotten," one hissed, "but we never left." The shadows circled the twins, who were now glowing faintly, as if resisting. "Not them," Okoye screamed. "Take me instead." But it was too late. One of the shadow children reached toward the twins, and was instantly blasted away by a burst of white-hot light. The cave trembled. The twins floated upward, their eyes glowing, their mouths open, speaking in a voice older than time. "Okoye, you have summoned us. Not by love, by greed." He collapsed to the ground, sobbing. "I didn't know. I didn't mean." "You broke the bond. You offer the innocent. Now suffer the cursed." In a flash of light, the shadows surged forward, not toward the girls, but toward him. They entered his body like smoke. He screamed as his arms twisted, his mouth stretched open in a silent howl. His flesh grade cracked. His soul was being devoured. The girls slowly lowered back to the ground, unharmed. At dawn, villagers found Okoye's body lying at the edge of the forest. Eyes wide, mouth still open. His skin was dry, like aged paper. The twins were nestled peacefully beside him, smiling. No one could explain what had happened. No one dared ask where he had taken them. But strange things began happening in the village after that. Crops grew overnight. Sick people healed. Yet at night, parents would sometimes wake to see pale children staring at them from the trees. Children no one recognized. The twins were adopted by an old woman who claimed to have dreamed of their arrival. They grew quickly, too quickly. They never cried. They always smiled. And every year on the anniversary of their father's death, the market would go silent as all the fruit turned to ash, except for one glowing basket left in the middle of the square. No one touches it, because everyone remembers. He wanted to sell his daughters. And something darker came back instead.